Hey everybody, got good news for all you gun fellows and women out there. I did a video in February about the ATF coming to my house, which wound up being kind of pleasant, and I actually gained a firearm from it. You see that? Yeah, see that? Come here, look at that. Look where it came from. Evidence. Yeah. When the ATF officer came to my house, we checked all my guns and everything, and he was like, "Oh, you keep great records." And he said, "Did you get a gun stolen?" And I'm like, "Yeah." He said, "The Baltimore City Police got it." And he wrote down all the information on this nice piece of paper right here. Everything. Where it was recovered, you know, the case number, the whole 9 yards. The serial number and everything. He wrote that down. Well, I have the original bill of sale right here for the gun, and I showed it to him that day with the serial number and everything's the same. And he said, "Well, you got proof of ownership. Baltimore City needs to give you your property back." I started in February. You see right here. Let's see what. Let me see what day. Blah blah blah. Let me see this. I started keeping track of everything once I got my registered letter from them, which was on April the 14th. So April the 14th till now, which is the 20th, 21st, 20th of November, I finally got my firearm back. And it wasn't an easy trek, I'll tell you that. Getting something from Maryland. I used to live in Maryland my whole life. Now I live in Pennsylvania, and I'm not going back to Maryland, believe me. They didn't want to give me my property over state lines. They said that since I was a PA resident now, they couldn't return it to me. It had to go to a police department. And I called the Pennsylvania State Police, and they said, "No, that gun has to go to a dealer. Do you know a dealer?" And I said, "Yes." Which is my friend Terry, who owns Layman's Gun Store. That's his card right there. Right there. There you go. He does machine guns. Let's see. Machine gun silencers, consignments, archery, buy and sell, and all kinds of firearms. He's right in East Prospect, on near York, Pennsylvania. So anyway, after all this rigmarole with the police, calling them sending me letters, you know, certified, then I had to send them letters certified. This is the letter they showed me that they sent to me. There it is, right there. In May, and it took till now to get, and I had to fill out paperwork. This is just like a firearms application. And I had to tell where I got it from, and did I want it, or did I want it destroyed, and of course I did not want it destroyed. And then here's the original police report from when it was stolen from my house. It's recovered stolen property. This gun was in my residence, and I went to get a last load from my old residence, and by the time I come back, somebody broke in and stole this weapon from my closet, and there was only 2 people that knew who it was. I knew who did it, because the other person was my girlfriend at the time, and she went home, and she didn't have it. But all said and done, I jumped through all the hoops, and it can be done. My friends were like, "You'll never get that gun back. Oh, they done took it home, somebody stole it," or whatever, from the police. And but Officer Deputy First Class, Officer Gregory Young of the Harford County Sheriff's Department. He's the one that really did most of the legwork, and I called him today and told him I received the weapon, and he said, "It's about damn time." He said, "Because they're telling you one thing, and I'm telling you I'm a federal agent," because he worked for the ATF too. That's the guy that came to my house, the officer that came to my house the first time. And so I had to do all this paperwork, but it was for, you know, here, let me see that there, Zachariah. I have a guest cameraman over here, and I got like the sound guy. Here it is. It's been in the police lockup since 2006. It was stolen in 2005 from my residence. Vulcan Arms, you know, the serial number and what type, assault type. Of course, in Maryland, this is an assault weapon. And in Pennsylvania, it's a long gun. But there it is. What does it say? Firearms Examination Unit. And this is the case number that I had to get. So let's see what we got. think, guys. Not bad, huh? It's a Vulcan Arms. It's a no-name company AR-15 that I bought. It's got a heavy barrel. And I put the screw over flash hider on it when I first bought it, because I bought this new when I bought the gun. I have the original one. But it's a 16-inch barrel. And I never got a chance to fire this before it was stolen. So we'll take it out this weekend and fire it off. And they even sent the original mag, the Orlite mag that I got with the gun when I bought it. Now I have since loaded it. But it needs it. I'll show you in a minute, but there you go. The classic Car 15 style. I love it. Yeah, it's a nice gun. Now I don't know how this one's going to shoot or anything. They did. They put a bolt. Whoever stole it, when they must have taken it apart, they removed the takedown pin entirely out of the gun, and they lost it. And they had a bolt. It's upstairs. I have it. They had a Phillips head bolt with a nut on this side, holding it together. But it's not too terribly. It doesn't look like it's been shot too many times. There's not many strikes on the hammer. There's not much hammer strike on it. It's a little dry. I mean, there's like, it's got a little rust up in there, little corrosion. The bolt's pretty clean. Has absolutely no grease on it whatsoever. Let's see that. Look at this thing. I went to whip the bolt out of it, and it's, oh, there you go. I mean, it still come out, but it's, you see it's bone dry. There's no shine on it whatsoever. No moistness. So I'm going to give it a once over with the gun scrubber there. Now that I got it home back to put it in the safe. The bore looks nice and clean. It's just a little dusty. There's no rust in it. It's a carmine barrel, so at least it's a decent barrel. But it's, you know, I paid $500 for it back in 2005, and it was recovered in 2006. And here I am getting it back in 2012. So, Merry Christmas to me. Let me put this thing back together real quick. Hold on. I can do this one-handed now. Oh, get in there. Didn't lock in. There you go. Gotta make it lock. Ooh, hey. You turned out the lights. There you go. The pin slid in a little bit on me. Well, a little. Oh my God, that's dry. I don't even want to do that. Might scratch something in there. It's got a little pitting on it. Somebody must have painted over the. Must have been abused a little bit here in its day, when it was in the wilds of Baltimore City. Yeah, see, it's got some pitting in it. But I just camoed Budman's SLR. So I think this one might get the quick, not Rhodesian style paint, but like my temperate zone paint job on it. So there, you believe it, they sent this in FedEx in a bag. And here's the big giant FedEx bag that it came in. So they put the gun in the bag and then in this big bag and shipped it overnight to my gun dealer, Terry at Layman's Gun Store in East Prospect, Pennsylvania. His number is actually 717-252-4573. Tell him someone to see sent you. He knows who I am. He even knows who Kiwi Ted is. Kiwi Ted was in his store. So, there it is. The system does work. So, I mean, a lot of people bitch and moan about the ATF and all that, but if it wasn't for that officer I told you about, I would have never seen this gun again, because it would have still been sitting down in the Baltimore City lockup, because they didn't want to return it. And that's a huge reason why I wanted to get out of Maryland as soon as I could, because their gun laws they just had a thing on their news 2 nights ago about should your neighbor have its own personal arsenal, because somebody was complaining that their neighbor had like 30 guns. I got at least 15, and I don't think my neighbors care one bit at all up here in Pennsylvania. And I don't live around, you know, I don't live in town. I don't live in Pittsburgh or Philly. I live in a small little town that's everybody knows one another, and we're all pretty cordial. So the system works, like I told you. You just got to be patient. Everybody was like, just go down there and tell them you want it. I said, yeah, get locked up. That's the police department. Give me my gun. So I just had to jump through all their hoops, man. And when the ATF agent told me 3 weeks ago, when I had a conversation with him, when I was getting fed up with the police department down there, he said, I'll tell you one thing. He said, they're telling you that's their policy. They told me that that's their policy. They have to send it to a police department. He said, you call somebody down there and you say, your policy does not supersede state and federal law, because state law in Maryland and just about every state is, if a gun's returned to a person out of state, doesn't get shipped to them or the cops, gets shipped to a federal firearms license dealer. That is the law. I had to literally go above the gun vault people's heads a little bit, and I called the commissioner of the police department, and I got talking to one of the lieutenants, and in 3 days I had them telling me which dealer do you want it to ship to. So all I had to do was step above somebody. But I jumped through the hoops, and I have hopefully a fine, you know, throw around gun. It'll be a truck gun or something, you know. Put under the seat of the Jeep or something. But it could be, just be a beater, you know, just something light to carry around while you're cutting the grass in the back 40. So you guys take it easy and join the NRA, and God bless America, because we definitely need it. What's the matter?
Never mind.
Yeah, we definitely need it now. Whew. That's a whole other story. Don't even get me started. So there it is. The system works. The system works. The system works. And I'm very happy if this thing fires this weekend. I'll do a video and show you guys if it runs pretty good. So I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned a little bit. And there it is. See you guys.